You're not overweight because you're lazy, and you're not unfit because you lack discipline. The truth is, if you're watching this video, you're someone that knows what to do and that just isn't doing it. And it's usually because of misapplied intelligence. And this is exactly why your clean eating, your meal prepping, your understanding of calories, training, and what you think is required to get in shape just isn't working for you. And it's because you're misapplying what really needs to be done for your transformation, and I'm here to solve it today. See, most people I speak to, they think in binary. They're thinking on and off, black and white, all or nothing. And this is probably the one biggest thing that people end up becoming. They become a one-trick pony that ends up getting in shape for once in their life, but they never sustain it forever, right? So if you're that person that has done that, has dabbled with it, you know where I'm coming from. If you're not, I want you to prevent becoming that person and to not be another statistic. See, real transformation really happens when you really realize getting into the shape of your life and living your best life are two goals that derive from the exact same process if you do it correctly. And there's a lot of different things on the internet that tell you, eat less calories, move more, do more steps, do this training split, do these exercises, and you know what? Will they work? 100%. But it's not the information, it's all misapplied. It's like having all the pieces to the cake, but if you don't put them into the right order, the cake's a mess, right? And if you're someone like me who cannot make food look good, you probably know where I'm coming from. So diving into this, guys, one of the things I want to dive into is how you really achieve long-term change, and not just so you can rent a body, you can keep it as well. Right, and that's what we really want to make sure we do. And I'll kind of start with this. It's people think they need willpower. You just need a better system. If you have this system and it works every day year round, that's when you know it's working for you. If your system only works on occasions, or when things are perfect from a nutrition perspective, it's not a system, it's just you holding your breath, and eventually you want to gasp for air and breathe, and eventually binge and fall off. So here is exactly how to make your food work for you forever. Number one, you want nutritional repeatability. What that means is essentially you want to have a way where you can anchor your daily routine and keep yourself grounded, right? So that could look like having 3 meals daily and 2 of them are the exact same every single day, right? What that could look like is your breakfast is the same as yesterday, or your lunch is the same as yesterday, or your dinner is the same as yesterday. But you only rotate 1 meal per day. And that's only if you really need to. Personally, when I come to the end of a dieting phase, I'm kind of in this spot where I'm like, hey, I know what this works. I know this is what's going to get me results. And I'm going to keep on doing it until it doesn't work. And normally when I say when it doesn't work, it's not because the food doesn't work, it's because I get bored of it, right? If you're finding yourself not looking forward to your next meal, that's the area you need to fix. So if we dive into that angle and fix that, you fix the core problem. But coming into the nutritional repeatability standpoint, what people do is they often have different meals every single day. So one meal keeps you satisfied, the other one has you have cravings. There's a lot of up and down with macro intake. There's also these little parts where you just don't know if it's going to hit the spot, right? So what happens is after a meal, go back and cave in and want some more food, which is probably the worst thing to do, right? So generally speaking, guys, let's just say you're having 3 meals a day. 2 of those are going to be identical to yesterday. One of them is going to be varied. I mean, you may think that's impossible, guys. Like, fat loss is supposed to be short term. It's not a lifestyle. In the long term, there's another training and there's another video that I'll dive into that will help you solve that. But for now, to get results, let's lock in repeatability with your nutrition. Not only is that going to influence decision fatigue, increase adherence, help you with compliance to the diet, but it's actually going to be a spot where you know it works and it's predictable. You want predictability. You don't want to be yo-yo with your efforts, because long term you can have more and more variety if you want to. But a fun thing is that we had a seminar in November, and we actually had Johnny Becker, who's our in-house chef in the program, and he actually asked everyone, like, hey, out of curiosity, guys, who tried another recipe today? Nobody raised their hand. This week, nobody raised their hand. As in, nobody's actually tried another new recipe this week. They've just been eating the same things. How about 2 weeks? 2 people raised their hand out of 37. Last 4 weeks, 5 of those. And that's the thing, guys. You don't need to change your meals. You don't need to try new foods all the time. I personally recommend just eat out and try new foods out. Like, save yourself cooking time, make it a social experience, and make food about connecting rather than just eating all the time. Because you want to be able to satisfy your psychological needs, but mostly physiological. Give your body the energy to fuel and look good. Number 2, thermic anchoring. What that means is 80 to 90% of your food daily should always be predetermined at the start of the day. We shouldn't be leaving things to chance. Right, so if you're that person that starts the day, they're like, yeah, I'm going to be scrolling the breakfast menu and see what I'm going to have today, you're just going to be missing the trick. Right, and I'm saying this bluntly because I want to see you win, but if you have meals that are different every single day, and that's point 1, there's no repeatability, you're going to be falling behind. So one of the best things you can do is in your calendar, put this exact thing into your diary. Plan tomorrow, today. So 15 minutes, plan your meals, check your work schedule, check your routine, see what's ahead for the day. So you know if you need to go out for a place, you're eating out, you're probably not going to be able to find some form of nutrition that you can stick to. Probably going to find it's a little bit more difficult, you're on the go. You can plan for that. Right, and one of the best things I like to do is at least use ChatGPT. Is I like to tell it my location that I'm going to be in and say, give me some areas that are giving calories on their menu, and to be honest, in the UK and pretty much most places are, and tell me 5 things I can order from this place. Then I'll voice note it back and say, hey, not a big fan of this, not a big fan of that, don't like quinoa, don't like salads, give me something better than just salads. And we'll go back and forth, and I'll probably pre-determine that the night before. I just go plug into MyFitnessPal. Right, so use ChatGPT, but start planning tomorrow today. Right, if you can get ahead of the curve, use AI if you need to. We've got some amazing tools out there. ChatGPT should be your best friend. It should be something you use more than Google. If I'm being really honest with you, it's just going to help you save time. Right, if you go out somewhere, hey, I'm thinking this, give me some restaurants I can get. Can you give me the prices if you want to stay on a low budget? Can you give me something I can get from the supermarket I can put together, just like a put together meal? Give me some options there. And that genuinely works. Right, the amount of times that I go out for, let's say, a Cheesecake Factory, which is probably too many times, I kind of say, hey, I've got 700 calories, what can I get? Give me everything. Then I'll voice note back, say this is what I don't want. Then I'll give me less choices. Say, hey, I don't want this either, give me less choices, and I can kind of choose at the end of the day. And that's how it works. Step 3, control chaos window. Most of the time, this is what we call the diet danger zone, and it's usually going to be in the evening, and this is what happens when you're either hungry, angry, lonely, or tired. You make bad decisions, period. Not just with food, but things you do, how you act, how you are. Your frequency is lower. Right, so if you can be in a spot where you control that by knowing it in the first place, here's how we're going to leverage that. So in the evenings, I want you to put a high protein, good amount of carbs, let's say moderates, and some fats into that meal. Or just go high protein, high fats. That's going to be the most satiating. But I want you to actually start to have more food at the end of the day, specifically around bedtime. 2 hours prior, just when you are potentially likely to get hungry, you're going to be by yourself. If you live by yourself, or you're going to be kind of in a spot where you want some comfort, which is completely okay. Food isn't just there to be as fuel, even though I said earlier it completely should be, but there's going to be aspects where we eat to satisfy other emotions too. So if you know that, having a pre-bed closing meal, having a control of a chaos window, aka the diet danger zone, is going to help you a million. So what I personally like to do is actually go for some ice cream, some Halo Top ice cream, just even a chocolate Magnum. If there's no protein, I probably even do it where it's like a protein bar and a chocolate Magnum, so you can see the trick here. And that higher protein, fairly okay carbs, not too many, but good amount of fats really helps as well massively. Because it curbs hunger, it actually helps with sleep quality too, which is why I don't get tired anymore, because I have this evening meal. But it really helps you a lot with that. And beyond that, guys, I think the biggest thing is realizing like fat loss, nutrition isn't a prison sentence. If you live by rules every day, you're in the all or nothing mindset, because the rules are, like obviously everyone said, cliche, and it's quite cliche, they're going to be broken, they're meant to be broken. So if you can be in a spot now where you give it 80 to 90%, 100% of the time, you are on track 300 days of the year, you're in the best place possible. And if you go over calories, the worst thing you can do, guys, is guilt trip yourself. Like, that's the devil's trick. If you can almost kind of jump back in track and just go back into things routine wise and just not have to drop calories the next day or respond and react, you're going to be in a very strong position. Because the thing I see with a lot of high performers is they often think, all right, cool, I've gone over calories today, so it's, from a science perspective, to average it out the next day, I need to go lower. But let's say you go even 1,000, 3,000 calories over, right? And you space over 30 days. That's 100 calories every single day. Will you notice that? Absolutely not. Over 60 days, 50 calories over 60 days. Guys, this is where we really remove that variety. And what happens, your body burns most of it through digesting, you'll burn more through your workouts, you end up building some muscle anyways, if it averages out over time. But the thing that will happen is if you start going back and forth, you'll start dabbling. You'll start going low the next day, then you'll end up spike and go high again. So this is where we operate from world-class consistency, 80% on track, 100% of the time. Right, and that's what we really want to make sure we're winning with, and how it's going to get you the recipe to the transformation shortly after. Because we both know the problem isn't you're not trying, you just don't want to be living in constrained rules. You want systems that work every day for the rest of your life, that are designed to get into your dream physique and to maintain a brand new look for the rest of your life. So if you want to learn how, this is the channel for you, and this is here to provide you exactly what you need to do to get your dream body for life. And I'm going to be sharing a lot more things as well, because I want this to be the place where if you are ever stuck, you know you can come from me. And if you've already spoken to me on Instagram, I'm voice noting, I'm messaging people, I'm speaking to them all the time. Hey, do this, try that, try this. But about every other person here is just trying to sell you something. Like, if you want to work with us, we've got countless success stories, we've got results, we want to see you win. And for some people, we encourage it because there's almost a stance we can't really get to the level of depth they need without coaching. For some people, it's like, hey, try this, give this a shot, here's a training split. But like, if you truly need the help, just drop us a message. ir.tarza on Instagram, or you can go to the main business page, The Method Coaching. You can see the success stories. You can also message me in there too. I'm pretty much in there daily. I spend more time on Instagram than I do at home. So have an amazing one, guys. Here to help you make sure you win the best day of your entire life when you watch this.